trời hồng lưng vách núi lượn lờ làn mây trắng, con chim gì mà hót vui vang cả cánh rừng. Vui chân ta cùng xuống chợ, bướm trắng bay quanh bên những rừng mơ. Kia một chàng trai mắt sáng từ đường mòn vách núi, anh vui gì mà sao bay vang cả cánh rừng. Vui chân ta cùng xuống chợ, bướm trắng bay quanh bên những rừng mơ.
The Chinese government is taking extreme measures to cut birth rates among Uyghurs and other Muslim ethnic minorities. At the same time, it is urging some of the country's Han majority to have more children, the Associated Press has found. A small number of ethnic Uyghur and Kazakh women have spoken out about forced birth control methods in recent years. But a new investigation by the Associated Press has found that the treatment is far more common and systematic than once suspected. AP reporters used government numbers, state documents, and information from 30 people who had been detained or knew someone who had been detained in camps in Western China. Government officials often order physical examinations of minority women to learn if they are pregnant, the AP reports. In some cases, officials also force such pregnancies to be ended through medical operations called abortions. And they order birth control, like intrauterine devices, to be used by minority women to prevent pregnancies.
The population control measures are backed by mass detention, both as a threat and as a punishment for failure to follow orders. Having too many children is a major reason people are sent to detention camps, the AP found. Parents who have 3 or more children are taken away from their families unless they can pay huge fines. Police raid homes to search for hidden children. After Gulnar Omarzak, a Chinese-born Kazakh, had her 3rd child, the government ordered her to get an IUD, a device put inside the uterus to prevent pregnancy. 2 years later, in January 2018, 4 officials in military clothes came to her home. They gave Omarzak, the poor wife of a detained vegetable trader, 3 days to pay a $2,685 fine for having more than 2 children. If she did not, they warned, she would join her husband and a million other people of ethnic minorities in internment camps. To prevent people from having children is wrong, said Omarzak. They want to destroy us as a people.
The birth control campaign has created an environment of fear around having children. Across Xinjiang, birth rates fell nearly 24% just last year, compared to 4.2% nationally, government numbers show. The hundreds of millions of dollars the government puts into birth control measures has changed Xinjiang from one of China's fastest-growing areas to among its slowest in just a few years. That information comes from new research by China expert Adrian Zentz. This kind of drop is unprecedented, Zentz said. This is part of a wider control campaign to subjugate the Uyghurs. China's foreign ministry calls the AP report false and says the government treats all ethnicities equally and protects the legal rights of minorities. Everyone, regardless of whether they are an ethnic minority or Han Chinese, must follow and act as the law demands, said ministry spokesman Zhao Lijian when asked about the AP story. Under China's former one-child policy, officials had long urged or forced pregnancy prevention methods and even abortion on Han Chinese. But ethnic minorities were permitted 2 children, and 3 if they lived in rural areas.
Under President Xi Jinping, those rules have changed. In 2014, soon after Xi visited Xinjiang, the region's top official said it was time to put in place equal family planning policies for all ethnicities. In the following years, the government declared that instead of just 1 child, Han Chinese could now have 2 and 3 in Xinjiang's rural areas, just like minorities.
Kia một chàng trai mắt sáng từ đường mòn vách núi, anh vui gì mà sao bay vắng cả cánh rừng. Vui chân, ta cùng xuống chợ, bướm trắng bay quanh bên những rừng mơ. Xuống chợ, ngại ngùng gì hỡi anh. Xuống chợ với em. Ái là chàng trai khôi ngô ghê. Ô, giọng của chàng hay quá. Ô, mà sao chàng hay quá. Đường xa nắng đổ mà chúng em vẫn vui. Chân đi bên anh mà chẳng nói được gì. Trong ngực em ái là như con tiếng ngựa phi.
State-supported experts in China have warned that large rural religious families were behind the bombings, knifings, and other attacks the Xinjiang government blamed on Islamic terrorists. Outside experts say the birth control campaign is part of a wider government effort to weaken Uyghur identity and culture. Adults are subjected to political and religious re-education in camps. Children face similar treatment in orphanages. It's genocide, full stop, said Joanne Smith Finlay, a Uyghur expert who works at Newcastle University in Britain. It's not immediate, shocking, mass-killing on-the-spot type genocide, but it's slow, painful genocide. 15 Uyghurs and Kazakhs told the AP they knew people detained or jailed for having too many children. Some received many years in prison as punishment. Government data showed that of 484 camp detainees listed in Karakash County in Xinjiang, 149 were there for having too many children. That made it the most common reason for holding people.
Women in detention camps are forcibly given IUDs and what appear to be pregnancy prevention vaccines, former detainees say. Women are also required to attend classes on how many children they should have. 7 former detainees told the AP that they were force-fed, birth control pills, or injected with fluids, often with no explanation. Many reported feeling tired or sick after. The women said they stopped getting their periods. After being released and leaving China, some went to get medical exams. They were told they were sterile, or no longer able to get pregnant. It is not clear what former detainees were injected with. However, the AP got records from a Xinjiang hospital that suggest pregnancy prevention injections are a common family planning measure. Dina Nordibai, a Kazakh woman, was detained in a camp that separated married and unmarried women. The married women were given pregnancy tests, Nordibai said, and forcibly given IUDs if they had children. She did not get the device because she was unmarried and childless. One day in February 2018, Nordibai said, a Uyghur woman in the same cell had to give a speech admitting to what guards called her crimes. When a visiting official looked through the iron bars of their cell, the woman said in Mandarin Chinese, I gave birth to too many children. It shows I'm uneducated and know little about the law. Another woman, Gulbakar Jalilova, confirmed that pregnant detainees in her camp were forced to have abortions. She also met doctors and medical students who were detained for helping Uyghur women avoid punishment and give birth at home.
Looking back, Omarzak considers herself lucky. She was able to get the money to pay the fine, but was left deep in debt. For the next year, she attended classes with other wives of men detained for having too many children. She and her children lived with 2 local party officials sent to spy on them. When her husband was finally released, they fled for Kazakhstan. The IUD is still inside of her. It now causes her extreme back pain. For Omarzak, it is a daily reminder of everything she has lost and of the women she left behind. People there are now terrified of giving birth, she said. When I think of the word Xinjiang, I can still feel that fear. I'm John Russell.
And I'm Ashley Thompson.
Trời hồng lưng vách núi lượn lờ làn mây trắng, con chim gì mà hó vui vang cả cánh rừng. Vui chân ta cùng xuống chợ, bướm trắng bay quanh bên những rừng mơ. Kia một chàng trai mắt sáng từ đường mòn vách núi, anh vui gì mà sao bay vang cả cánh rừng. Vui chân ta cùng xuống chợ, bướm trắng bay quanh bên những rừng mơ. Xuống chợ ngại ngùng gì hỡi anh, xuống chợ với em. Ái là chàng trai khôi ngô ghê, ô dặm của chàng hãy có. ngại ngùng gì hỡi anh. Xuống chợ, xuống chợ, xuống chợ với em. Ái là chàng trai khôi ngô ghê. Sông mùa nắng hay quá, mà sao nắng xinh quá. Màu xanh tím đỏ nhảy nhót trong mắt em. Chân đi bên anh mà chẳng nói được gì. Trong ngực em ái là như có tiếng ngựa phi. Chợ của mình vui quá, mà sao chẳng hay quá. Đường xa nắng đổ mà chúng em vẫn vui. Chân đi bên anh mà chẳng nói được gì. Trong ngực em ái là như có tiếng ngựa phi. Mặt trời lặn sau vách núi trở về chiều đảo qua.